Hi everybody, this is Marcus, your MPT coach for the Academy of Poker, and in today's video we will talk about how to solve the problems of playing with small pocket pairs. Before we start, of course, as always, make sure to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumb up for this video, and tap the bell so you're not missing out on any of our videos. Also, follow us on all our other social media like Twitter, Instagram, and what else you can find. But now let's jump into our today's video. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of talking. As said, it's a shorter video just to give you some explanation about all these things, and so it's easy for you to learn, of course. First of course, have a plan all the way. It's easier said than done, but that means that you should know what to do on every street and on every board. Of course, every board is always different. There might be a monotone board with just one color on the board, maybe a straight heavy board, maybe you hit a set, maybe there's only overcards, maybe there's a pair on the board. I think you know what I mean. So know what to do on those streets and know your opponents. By this, I mean the difference between like passive and aggressive players. So for example, if he's a passive player, then you know like on a monotone board, even if you don't have a flush draw with you, that you can continue more often than versus an aggressive player because it will be harder for you if he raises and you get into a really big guessing game in this situation. So train those situations, study those, maybe use programs for that it can help you to give you the best possible way or one of the best possible ways to play these hands so you make the most profit on in the long run. Of course, stick to your ranges. For example, small pocket pairs, you should not open all of them when you are in early position at the table. So pocket deuce, pocket threes is not an open race when you have like 60 or 100 big blinds even from under the gun, for example. You should maybe start raising pocket fives or pocket sixes. Of course, there can be situations where for example, you're in a PKO tournament, so in a progressive knockout tournament, and there are three players that have four big blinds or less, maybe. That's a special situation, I know, but could happen. And you are by far the big chip leader with like 60 big blinds more than the second place. And of course, then you're gonna go bounty hunting here. But for that now, I think you know what I mean because I'm speaking pretty general in this way. So if there's an average of 60 big blinds, nobody's really short, there are no bounties maybe, or even if there are bounties, at least everybody has like 15 to 20 big blinds, then I think you know what I mean here. So don't overvalue your small pairs, and especially in early positions, as I just said. The later the positions, the more pairs you can of course open. And I think that should be pretty clear to understand. Next thing, be careful in three bet spots. As I said, when you are in early position, for example, and you open threes, fours, and you get three bet, you're gonna be out of position almost all the time. Only if the small and big blind three bet you, you will not be. But other than that, you're gonna be out of position, and you can't continue on almost any board except you hitting a set or at least like an open-ended straight draw with your pair. So choose your three bet spots wisely, meaning also, for example, in small and big blind, three betting like pocket fives, pocket sixes, or something like that is not the best idea, especially versus aggressive players. Again, if there's a passive player, you can do it. So keep the ranges in mind, know what to do versus aggressive and passive players, and also don't be afraid. That would be like the next thing. So let's say you open pocket fives from the cutoff. You get three bet. You call and the flop is like Jack seven deuce. You like the chance of him having. I mean, when you think about the three betting range, there can be ace jack suited in there, but and maybe in jacks. But other than that, you could use it to your advantage. Like he's gonna have ace king, ace queen, maybe ace 10 suited, king queen suited, uh, ace 4, ace 3, ace 6, ace 5 suited, for example, because you could three bet bluff those. Meaning your pocket fives in this situation could be still good. And also, if they have ace king, ace queen, or maybe pocket nines, pocket eights, you could use the overcard to your advantage as well. Of course, you never know what they have, but if you know about the ranges of your opponents and their playstyles, you can get a pretty good picture. So it's really important to know also your opponent's ranges. And if you know he's a good player, he's going to have similar ranges. So if you just think about your ranges, what would you 3-bet there? What would you 3-bet for value? What would you 3-bet as a bluff? You can get a pretty good picture here. And again, when there's a passive opponent and he starts to bet, you should tend to fold more often here. As I said, if he's passive, because then you know passive players are not going to bet really loose here. So if the board is, again, like Jack 7-5, and you have pocket sixes, for example, and the opponent starts after 3-betting, bets the flop, and then a turn that might be like even if it's a blank, like a deuce, or it's a 10 or a queen, and he continues to bet, then you can be pretty sure he's going to be strong, and your smaller pocket pair is not going to look that good here. On the other hand, when the opponent is aggressive and he bets once or twice, maybe even barrels through to the river, you can here tend to call more often because he's more aggressive, so the chances of him having like some air, so only like some high cards that might pick up, will try to pick up some hands, yeah, like a pair later, or he has just some equity with some gut shots or some open-ended straight draws, then you will be good with your pairs more often. Of course, you can then even to deny him his equity, maybe raise him to see how he's reacting to that. But not give him the chance to pick up a better hand all the time by playing too passively yourself. All in all, what we can what we can put together now at the end, when we put it in a nutshell here, what you can do. First, if you have software available for you, use it. And for what use it? You can look at hands that you have played with small pocket pairs. In this way, I'd call it deuces even to nines sometimes, like sevens, eights, and nines are not always like small pocket pairs, but they're not the premium pocket pairs. So we can put them in that graph just to see how we play with all those. I'd say like big pocket pairs start from pocket tens and higher. So then what you do, you look at your graphs and you see how much you won or lost with these hands. And you should control if you kept your ranges here, because sometimes it happened to me one a few times as well, for sure. You forget, you see, oh, I have a pocket pair. That looks good. No, but it's hard to make a pair in the first place, so why should I fold it here? But as I said, it's hard to play, especially in early positions, to do that. And in general, people just tend to play pairs too aggressively and overvalue them. Um, nice examples I just had like in my last sessions when people called 30, 40 big blind 3-bet, 4-bet shoves with pocket threes, pocket fours, because in their mind, especially when you're an amateur or when you're a fun player, you might have heard that quite a lot yourself. At least that's what happens to me when I also like walk through casinos or so. You always hear somebody say, "Yeah, I thought he had ace king." And that's like really a general thing. And this is really, really a thing. People always start with, oh, I thought he had ace king. So that's why they call with those small pocket pairs. And then they run into queens, jacks, or tens and think, oh, wow, I did not see that coming. And you see, that's what I mean when I talk about overvaluing stuff. I hope you learned some stuff here for now. I said, small video, just some few things to keep your brain working here in the poker community. So I hope you learned something and enjoyed that video. Don't forget to leave a subscription to our YouTube channel, give us a like here, leave a comment if you want to know anything or if you have some ideas how to make our videos better, or if you just want to have a conversation in general, just put a comment down here. Other than that, thanks for watching guys, and see you on the next video.